Good evening, all the participants. Today I'm discussing for topic one is introduction to SPSS, then how to enter questionnaire data into SPSS sheet, then managing the data, creating the new variable, and then how to impute the missing values. So I request all the person, please switch off your videos, and then after that we will create the graph. So there are many types of graph like histogram, bar chart, repeated bar chart, scatter diagram. So we will create this. Now first I'm taking the case study to discuss the SPSS and how to enter data in a SPSS. So you can just go through this case study. I'm going to enter all the data of this case study. Now the case study you can see here. I am just reading this case study. The data file in the is the raw for calculating the grades in a particular class. The example consists of a single file used by a teacher who teaches 3 sections of a class with approximately 35 students in each section. Okay, the teacher is teaching 3 sections and each section has approximately 35 students. Okay, now teacher wants to know the some information from the students, means 105 students, the name of the student, gender of the student, caste of the student, year of the student, section of the student, and the teacher conducted the 5 midterm exam, midterm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and each midterm exam was containing 10 marks, and the final exam, the worth of this, the can you hear me, the voice? Please inform me. Can you hear me? Actually some participants are not able to listen my voice. Okay, means you can hear me properly. Thank you. Okay, so I am sharing the case study again. So this is the case study, and teacher basically it's a type of questionnaire, and teacher distributed this format to all the 105 students, and after filling this format, teacher received all the 105 questionnaire and then enter into the SPSS. Okay, so your questionnaire may be different, so it's just a sample how to enter data in a SPSS. So I am opening the SPSS. Now when we open the SPSS, now you can see this is my SPSS. I think it is it visible to you? Can you see this SPSS? Now after opening the SPSS, so there are 2 view in a SPSS, one that is variable view and another that is data view. Okay, the lower left corner you can see here, the lower left corner, the one view that is variable view and another is data view. This is data view and variable view. Okay, data view, I am pressing data view, then you can see variable 1, 2. Okay, this is basically data view. Okay, and variable view, here there are some column like name, type, and then the third column that is the width, and then decimal, labels, values. Okay, columns align, majors. So these are the columns. Now, first of all, when we receive all the questionnaire from the respondent, now our job to enter all the questions in a variable view. This is my variable view. So the first column, that is name. Here we write the short form of the question. For example, my question is, what is your education background? So the short form of this question is education. Okay. If I am asking, what is your gender? So short form of this question is gender. So because here we do not have enough space to write the full question. So there are two ways. Either I can write question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, 2, question number 3 vertically. I will write all the questions. And the second way, so I can write the short form of the question. So my questionnaire, in my questionnaire set, the questionnaire related to the name of the students. So here the name of the students. So the first question would be the name of the students. So what is the name of the student? I will write here. Okay. So this is my questionnaire. So I am writing here the short form of this question. The first question related to name of the student. So I am writing here name. Okay. Now second column, we can see here the numeric, and a numeric, the numeric by default, all the entries in a SPSS, we take numeric value. Okay. Numeric value. And the very rarely we use the term alphabetic when my question related to alphabetic. Alphabetic means the name is in a alphabetic, like Amit, Aman. So the name is alphabetic. When we write the name, then we tick a string variable. Although 99% we receive data in a numeric form, but if someone needs the name of the participant, then they should tick the string. Okay. And then okay. Third is the width of the width means when we come to the data view. So this is the width is 8 character can come. If more than 8 character, so we can increase the width of this. Okay. So if I'm writing here, so I can write only 8 character, like Aman Kumar, 8, 9 okay. So but we can write only 8 character. So if the name in a 9 character, so I will change here 9 or 10 I can. Then decimal means when we write the like 1. So after 1, so there are 2. The decimal 0 means there is no value. And if my question needs in a decimal like 1.25, then we should take the decimal 2. Otherwise, if option of my question is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we do not need decimal, then we simply take the 0 value. Okay. And the next is, if my question it's a long question, we do not have enough space to write the question here. So in a label, we write the whole question. And my question was related to the name of the participants. So the name of the participants, this is the name. So I will write here in a SPSS the name of the participants. So the first question related to name of the participants. Okay. So what is the first question? Name of the student. So I am writing full question here because here we have enough space to write the full question in a label column, and there is no value here. There is no missing values. Column, we can the column basically we use to column, this how to increase the width of this column. If I increase this width of this column, then the value will be changed. So here the value 14 you can see. If I decrease this, now the column value also decrease. Okay, so if my data width is high more, then I can change the width of this column. And then alignment, the left, right, and center. Now this you can see here the alignment is left. Now I see the left. This is the one. So if I pick the center, then it will come in a center. You can see in a center. So the last is the other column measures, means whether the data, now the nominal, ordinal, or interval. So I told you there are four types of questions: one nominal, ordinal, interval, and scale. So SPSS shows only three options, the nominal, ordinal, and scale. Nominal, ordinal, and scale. If my question interval or ratio, then it will display only the scale. So I will take here scale. Okay, if my question in a nominal, so I will take here nominal. If my question in ordinal, I will take ordinal. If my question interval or ratio scale, then it shows only one option. So this is the one option. Okay. So please do not write anything in a chat box, please. Then after that, this is my first question. The second question related to my second question related to the gender of the students. So what will I write here in a short form? I'm writing here gender. Okay, so gender, and the gender, there are, it's a numeric, means we will give coding to the options of gender. And here in a label, because in a name column, this column, we do not have enough space to write the full question. So full question we will write here. We can write very long question here. Okay, so we have enough space. So the what is, that is my second question. We can just copy and paste here also. What is your gender? So my second question is, what is your gender? So this is my question. Now the value means the coding, one coding for female. In a class, male and female students are studying, and the coding 2, that is the male, and add there are only two options in this question: male participants and female participants. Okay, so and then this type of question is nominal scale question. So I will take here only nominal scale. Is it clear? So same as I will take my third question, and my third question related to the caste of the student. And in this the question, so I am writing here caste. Okay, and this is numeric question, numeric variable, and I will write here my full question here. I have two options: either copy and paste here, or I can simply write the question manually. What is your caste? So this is my third question, and there are 5 options here. The first category of the students belong to SC, so I am writing here SC. Add the third category, that is ST, and the fourth category, the third category belong to OBC, O, B, and C. Fourth category, the minority, and fifth is general category. Only 5 options here, so I will write all 5 values here, and then after that general. Okay, so there are only 5 options, so I am writing only 5. and then add. Okay. So same as this question, again, it is a nominal scale question. So basically we need 4 columns. One is name, second is label, and third is the value. It is also important. And the last, that is measures, whether my data in a nominal scale, ordinal scale, or scale. Scale means the data in the form of interval or ratio scale. Okay, if my data in a interval or ratio scale, then I will write this way. Now, same as it's my first question, second question, third question, fourth question, fifth question. So vertically, I will write all questions. Okay, in this questionnaire set, I have 11 questions, and the third question related to the fourth question related to in a year. In which year do you study? So this is this question, the question number 4. So I am writing here year, EAR. Okay, and then I'm writing here in which year do you study? Okay, so this is my in which year. So generally there are 4-year course. So the coding first, if someone in first year, so I will write here first year, the coding of first year, that is 1. If someone in second year, so the coding of second year, that is 2. And the third coding, 3 coding for third year students, so third year. Okay, so in this question there are 4 options given by the teacher, and the 4 means final year, so final year. Okay, so and then okay, and after okay, what will I do next? So the type of question, so I move to this right hand side, and it's a ordinal type of question, first year, second year, third year. So I am ticking here ordinal. Okay, now the next point, another question, fifth question, it is related to the in which section do you study. So I will write this question number 5. Then teacher conducted 5 midterm exam. So here I will write midterm 1, midterm 2, midterm 3, midterm 4, midterm 5, and the final question was the final the marks obtained in the final exam. So here, first of all, in a variable view, when we receive the questionnaire from the respondents, our first job to enter all the questions in a variable view. So I written only 4 questions. Your research project may be 50 questions, 60 questions, 70 questions, 100 questions. So vertically, we will write all the questions in a variable view. Okay. And there are 4, we should keep in mind only 4 things. One is name, second the label, because in this column we do not have enough space to write the full question, so we write our full question in a label. Okay, and then after that the third is the value. So every question has options, like what is your gender, so there are 2 options. What is your caste, 5 students. In which, भैया ये ना लिखो बेटा, मैं रिमूव कर दूंगा, देखिए, please do not write, I will remove you. Don't write, your name is appearing, please. And then the final is the final, that is the whether my question in nominal scale, ordinal scale, or interval scale. Okay, so after entering all the data, we come to data view. So now the gender, the name of the students, so I am writing here Aman. Okay, then gender of this 2, the option of the question number 2 is 2. The caste is the 3, and year is secondary students. So in a vertical, now I am taking questionnaire number 1 and entering all the information horizontally. So here we can see horizontally the questions, name, gender, and year. All we can see the questions. Okay. Now after completing it, I am taking second questionnaire, second student's information. I'm writing here name of the student, gender of the student, caste of the student, year of the student, section of the student, midterm marks of the students. So here vertically, there are cases. Vertically, we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So these are the cases basically. So in this case study, I have 105 students. So how to? So I have completed this sheet. So I am opening this sheet. So you just see the data. I am opening the sheet. Now you can see my data. Okay. So now this is my data. So here the first name, gender of the decimal. Yes, it is 0. So you can see here the decimal. The decimal means the after, if decimal is 0, it means like this. The decimal is 0. And if I write the decimal 2, like change here the decimal 2, so it will appear like this. The decimal, I can change here the decimal. This is decimal. Okay, so we can change the decimal also. Okay. So this is now first job is to enter all the question in a variable view. So there are total 11 questions. I have entered all the question in a variable view sheet, and after entering all the questions, I come to data view, and data view I am entering all the information, all the information, this the student name. The first student name is Amit, and the gender of 2, caste is 2. He is studying second year, section 2. He obtained 6 marks out of he obtained 6 marks in a midterm 1. Midterm 2 obtained 5 out of 10 marks. Then midterm 3 he obtained 7 and 6, and midterm 5 he obtained 3 marks, and final exam out of 75 he obtained 53. Okay, so please do not write anything in this chat box, please. So this is about the information of respondent number 1. Now after completing the information, I am taking the other students data. The student name is Yes, the gender is 2. So I told you SPSS generally take all the numeric values. So these are the numerical values. Rarely we use the name of the students because there is no meaning in the analysis if we take the alphabetic value. But sometimes if we need, then we change here in a variable view the string. Okay, but by default you can see all the numeric value, and SPSS analysis only the numeric value. Okay, so this is about the numeric or the string value. Now after entering all the data, now you can see the data of 105 students data. Now all the 105 students data I have entered. Okay, so this is about the entry of data. So again I'm repeating. First of all, we go to the data view. in the first step, once we enter all the question in a variable view, then we come to the data view. The data view, we take the first questionnaire and enter all the information horizontally. Then we take second questionnaire, enter all the information horizontally. The second number of students information, and then third student, fourth student, fifth student, sixth student, seventh student. So total students 100, total number of students 105. So this is about the case study. Now I am sharing the other PPT. Now you can see the managing data. So managing data, yes, we can see the managing data. So how to create the new variable, how to sort cases, so we can understand through this, the data entry, managing data. One is case summaries. We will discuss case summaries, then replacing missing values, computing new variables, record, select cases, sort cases, merge file. Okay, so this is about the managing data. In a managing data, we want to know the case summaries. So in a case summaries, the purpose of case summary to know about the data. For example, in my data set, male students and female both are studying in a particular class. So if I just want to know whether the male participants performed well or female participants performed well, then through case summary I can identify. So case summary, we can understand the performance of the students, especially overall performance in a college. So we can also know the performance male or female student in each section. Okay, so the on the basis of marks obtained by female students and male students, we can say the female or male, the whose number is more, we can say the performance of this particular group is good. Second, replacing missing values. Sometimes what happen, we when we distribute our questions, intentionally or unintentionally, respondents do not give answer to some questions. So so there are some missing cases. So when we have missing cases, then what should we do? So we can impute the replacing missing values, and then for third step, computing new variables. And then if we want to know the if we want to compute the new variable, then we use the command to creating the new variables. So I'm taking one by one. First of all, I will discuss case summaries, then computing new variable, record, select cases, sort cases, and merge file. If we have two file and we want to merge both the file, then how to merge two files. Okay, so I am sharing my slide, the SPSS, and this is my case study. So in this case study, I just want to know whether female participants performed well or male participants. Okay, so case summaries, how to do it? Go to analyze, reports, and case summaries. Okay, so I'm finding the case summary, analyze, reports, case summaries, and then case summaries. So the what is your gender? I want to know performance gender wise. So what is your gender? I have selected here and transferred in a grouping variables. The marks obtained in final, I have transferred here. So my intention to know the performance of male students and female, and we check the performance on the basis of marks obtained in final examination. Okay, and then statistics. So by default, number of cases and mean. So here mean, I'm transferring mean value, and then the after transferring the mean value, I just tick here continue, and after continue okay, but I will not do okay because here you can see limit cases to first 100, but my sample size here 105, so I am changing here. Otherwise it will give only it will give the 100 respondents information, but my sample or students in a class in 3 sections 105, so I have change here and then okay. So now I can understand the performance of the students. So this is my output. Now I think you can see the output. So in this output, you can see the output here. The performance, the female, the first female students obtained 57 marks out of 75. Second, students obtained 68. Third obtained 66. Fourth obtained 74, and so on. Okay, so now how many students? So now the number of female students, you can see here the number of female students, 64. So this is, now you can see the 64 female students, and the mean marks obtained by them, that is 62.36. It means the number of female students out of 105 is 64, and mean marks obtained by them 62.36. Okay, now we check the other performance, the male participants performance. The male participants performance, here you can see the performance of the female male participants. So can you hear me, sir? Because some people are not able to hear. I think there may be problem. Am I audible to all? Okay. So there may be some problem there. Okay. Thank you. Now, so I'm checking the number of students, the male students. So how many male students? So male students, the 41, because this is 41. So n equal to 41, and mean marks obtained by them 60.10. Okay, so through this case summaries, we can understand the performance of the two groups. So on the basis of results, we can say the female students performance better than the male students performance, because female performance, they obtained 62.36 mean marks, while the male students obtained 60.10. So this is about the case study. So the second is the second case study, second topic, that is creating new variable. If we want to create the new variable, this is my data. In this data, I want to create the new variables. So there are 5 midterm exam, and I want to create new variable, and that variable will be the average of the all 5 midterm examination. Okay, so here I'm creating the new variable, and I will give the name of this variable midterm, because I am taking mean value of the 5 midterm exam given by each students. So how to create the new variable? So I'm just going transform, go to transform, and then compute variable. Okay, transform, compute variable, and here we write mid-term. I'm writing here mid-term, and copy it and type and label, press, and then type here, paste here. So whatever we will write in a target variable, same thing we will copy and paste in a label, and then continue. So I am selecting mean value. So the all, I'm pressing all, and in the below table functions and special variable, I am selecting mean. So what is mean? So sorry, mean, I'm selecting mean. This is mean. Okay. Now I'm just transferring. Now you can see this arrow. I'm pressing this. It will display in a numeric expression box. So the question mark, comma, question mark, and so on. So I'm taking mean of 5 midterm exam. So one by one, I'm transferring here marks obtained in midterm 1, and then comma. We should put the comma. If we don't put comma, then we cannot find the mean value. And then third variable, I'm selecting the third variable because I'm taking mean value of 5 midterms exam. Sorry, this is midterm 4, and here I'm transferring midterm 3, and then midterm 4, and midterm 4, comma, and midterm 5. Okay, and then the continue. Okay, and after okay, we can see our new variable. So my new variable, now new variable, that is midterm. So the alignment is in a right. So I want to shift in a the center. So I am transferring in a center. Midterm. Okay. Sorry, I have ticked midterm 2 times. I'm just checking. Transform compute variable. Oh, midterm 2 times. Yes, you are right. So I'm just deleting it and transferring midterm 5 here. Okay. And then, okay, now you can see midterm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then okay. And after okay, then okay, now I can see the my data set. So the data set, now midterm, okay. So now we can see the midterm here. Now it's alignment in right hand side. So I go to variable view, and the my question midterm, it's in a right. So I am taking in a center, and then after center, okay, screen not visible. So I am sharing again. Is it visible? Can you see now? Can you see this screen? Okay. Thank you. Now so what? So align, I have centered. Okay. Now data view, we can see here the midterm. So we can we can create the new variable if we want to take the sum of all the midterm variable. So we will write the sum there. Okay. So we can create the new variable also. Next is the after this, they record into record. So the final in this the final marks obtained out of 75 marks, the 53. If I want to record it, if you want to record, then how to record the variable? So I just want to give the this data in a the coding form like A, B, C. There are 3 coding. The A means the students who obtain more than 60% or 60 marks, they will get the A coding. And the second, those students who obtain marks between 50 to 60, the coding means that is second. B, and C means less than 50 marks. So I'm creating 3 categories, the A, B, C. So we can create 4, 5. It is depend on our the requirement. So I'm just for explain purpose, I am creating 3 categories. A means the students who obtained more than 60 marks. The B category means the students who obtained between 60 to 50 marks, and C category means less than 50%. So how to create this coding? So go to transform, record into different variable. I am recoding into different variables. So the midterm marks obtained in midterm, I am converting marks the grading. So I'm giving the name of variable grade. Okay, so grade, A grade, B grade, and C grade. So same, whatever I am writing here in a name, same I will write here, or we can copy and paste in a label, and then change. And after change, we uh, press old and new values. So here the old values and then range. Okay, the range means the 60 to 75. The range is A. So I am giving A category. So if I am write A means alphabet. So if I write here capital A, I cannot write because it will take only numeric value. If we are using character ABC, then we will tick here. Output variables are string. Okay. So here now I can write the A and then add, and the second category, the 50 to 59, those who obtain marks between 50 to 59, they will get coding B, grade B, and then after entering B, add. Okay, and the third category 50, the range is 50 to 0 to 49, 0 to 49, the category C, and then add, and after that continue. Now we will convert our numeric variable in a coding in alphabet form. Now we can see the output. So I am just sharing the output. This is output. I think you can see. Is it visible? Now you can see the grades. So it in a left hand side. So I am taking in a right. So data view. This is right, not right. I'm taking in a center. So you do tick center and then data. Okay. So now you can see the grade. Now I am explaining it. The grade. I told you I am giving B grade those who obtain marks between 50 and 60. So now you can see the student, this student who obtained 53 mark, and the grade is B. 54 means B grade. A means greater than 60. So here all the students obtained more than 60 marks, and then okay, I am repeating again. Okay, thank you. So my purpose is to just my purpose to convert these numeric value in a grading. For example, in a CBCS system, so if students getting more than 60%, so we can give the A grade. So through this, these are the numeric value, and we are creating new variable, and we are giving grading to all the students. Okay, so in a grading, so we created 3 categories, and 3 categories. Okay. So I am repeating. Okay, no problem. So this my purpose here to creating a new variable, and I want to create a new variable. The new variable means I am checking grading. Okay, so the marks obtained by students between 0 to 75. So I am creating 3 categories. Those who obtain greater than 60, I will give them A grade, and the grade 2 means grade B means those who obtained marks less than 60 and more than 50. So they will get B grade. And those who obtained less than 50, they will get C grade. Okay. So C grade means this C grade. It means this person, student is getting 43 marks. So we can create the new variable and we can convert in a grading these numbers in a grading form. You can create for category like A, B, C, D. So it depends upon you. Now, after that, the grading, the select cases. Sometimes what happen, we want to analyze only the particular category data. In our case study, male students are studying and as well as female students. If I want to analyze only male students or female students, then what will I do? So the male and female students. So here I am. I want to analyze only female students data. So how will I select the cases? Sometimes we can use this command. For example, you have collected data of 4 districts: Lucknow, Delhi, Kolkata, and Chennai. Okay. So if you want to analyze data only Delhi participants data, then how to select the cases? So in this case study, there are the male students are studying and female also. I just want to know the performance of female students in each section. So there are 3 sections: section 1, section 2, and section 3. So how to select the cases? So I am just selecting. You just see here. Go to data and select cases. Data and select cases. I am selecting cases, and then if condition is satisfying, okay, and then I am pressing if. I gender wise means I want to know only female students performance. So gender 1. So coding of female 1 and coding for male 2. I want to select cases only female students. So gender equal to 1. This is the coding. And then continue. And after continue, okay. So now I can show you my slide. Now you can see the slide. Now, so the only female students data I can analyze now. All the male students you can see cutting the male students data. Rohit is male, Mahesh, and all the Shyam, Kumar, Sneha, all are male. So I can analyze only female students data. So through case summaries, I go to analyze, report, and case summary. I just want to know the performance of female students in each sections. So analyze, reports, and case summaries, and then we set it the gender of the student. There is no need to transfer here, and the marks obtained and the section. In which section do you study? Because I want to know section wise performance of female students. And then okay, I'm repeating again, no problem. So I'm repeating again. So my objective here to know the performance of female students section wise. So there are 3 sections: section 1, section 2, and section 3. Okay. So how to do it? So analyze, then reports and case summaries, and then selecting the section, in which section do you study. I am transferring in a grouping variable, and the marks obtained in final in a variables. Okay. Now the statistics, number of cases, the mean marks, I'm transferring here cell statistics. So there are two output, means in one output we will get two information. One is number of cases, means each section how many female are studying, we will get it, and mean marks also. Okay, and then continue and okay. Now I can share you the slide, my output, and you can see the output. The output, the in which section do you study. So we can see here the n equal to 20. In this section, there are three sections in this college. The first section, the performance, we can see here the students' performance in this section 1. In this section 1, there are three sections. Section 1, the number of female students 20, and mean marks obtained by them 63.15. And section 2, how many students? The section 26. 26, so I am writing 26, and mean 61.96. And the third is third section. So the performance of the female students, section 3. Section 3. So how many female students? 18. And the mean marks obtained by them 62.0506. So we can say the students out of the three sections, say female students are performing well in section A, because mean marks obtained by them in section 1 63.15, which is greater than the other two sections. In the section 2 61.96, section 2 62.06. Okay, so we can select cases and then analyze our data. Now after that, the next is, so I am sharing the other select cases, then sort cases. Sort cases means if we want to data in ascending or descending form, then how to do it. So first of all, I am just creating my original file, data, unselected the cases, then select cases. Okay, here all cases. Now I will get my original file and then okay. Yes, I will take replacing value also. So now this the short cases. The short cases. Short cases means if I want to take all the name in an ascending order. Okay, how to do it? Like A name student, then B, then C. Now here there is no sequencing. So how to sort cases? Data, then sort cases. Here you can see sort cases, and then the sort, after sort cases, the name of the students I am transferring here, sorted by, and by default we can see here ascending. Okay, and then okay, and after okay we can see our data. Now you see. Okay. Now all the name in the first column A, and after A the name of the students B. There is no student B name. Then C and D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Okay, so we can do it. How? Again, I'm repeating this. How will we take the ascending order? Then data, sort cases, and then whatever variable we are transferring, we can get ascending order of this. If we want to know the ascending order of the marks obtained by students, so because here the these marks in ascending order means lowest marks, then higher marks, and the highest marks at the end. So the marks obtained in the final exam I transferred here, and ascending by default. So I can choose descending also. So by default it is ascending, and then okay, and after okay we can see the slide. I'm sharing you the slide. You can see now the marks in ascending order. Ascending order means lowest marks, then the highest marks. Okay. Girl name in putting, yes, we can do it same as. So if you want to, you can split the file also. So the name, girl name and boy's name in ascending order. I'm just see how to set data serial number in ascending order. Serial number data means redo, we can do it. Okay, so this is redo. Okay, you just this is my. Now after that, the next command, the merge files. Merge file. So I am taking another case study to explain the, sorry, not merge file. Okay. So merge, I am merging the two file, and then after that I will take the missing value. Okay. Now merging file, in this file I want to merge two file. In this file 105 cases, and I have another file, the 10 cases, and I want to merge the two files. When after merging I will get 115 cases. Okay. Now the 115 cases. So I will use the split file command here in a missing value. Okay, now I am in this file, total number of cases you can see here 105 students. Okay, 105. And another file I have the total cases 10. After merging, the total number of cases will be 115. So I'm merging file. How to do it? So data and the merge files, add cases, and then an external SPSS statistics data file, browse, and then this is my another file, and then continue. After continue, okay, and then I have merged the two files. So I'm showing you the output. So the total number of cases, these 10 cases merged. The total number of cases now we can see 115 cases. So we can merge two files. So it is very easy. Now I'm taking the missing value. Okay, I'm repeating again, no problem. If we want to merge two files, so this file, now this is my file, and it has 115 respondent. Okay, Another file which has only 10 cases. When I will merge both the file, the total number of cases will be 125. Okay. How to do it? How to merge two file? So we should create both the file. This file name is the grade, and another file name also grade, but in a capital letter. So how to merge the two file? Go to data, here merge two files and add cases. Okay, merge file, add cases. I am adding two cases, and then the after that I am opening same variable. Yes, same variable in exactly order. Yes, you're right. So this an example. So what is the purpose of merging the two file? Sometimes as a teacher you assign some work your research scholar. You say this is my questionnaire, and in this questionnaire 20 question is there. So you enter all the 100 respond data in this computer. Okay, and then you give the 100 questionnaire to the another research scholar. So you say you enter all the data in a SPSS sheet, and after collecting both the file you want to merge. Then how to merge the two file? I'm just repeating again. Go to data and then merge files and add cases. So an external file, I have put it my file in a particular folder. So I am browsing here, and then this is my file grade row. Okay, so then open, and after open continue. So now okay, after okay I will get the new data file, and now you can see the total number of cases now 125. Is it visible to you? I think you can see the 125. Earlier file was the 105 cases, and the new file it has 10 cases. When after merging, the total number of cases 105. Okay. Now I'm taking I'm taking another term, the missing values. Okay, so I am explaining how to impute in a missing values. I'm opening the file, my file missing value. This is the case study of missing value. I am showing you the missing value. Okay, so the file is, this is my case study. Now you can see the case study. Okay, so there are 4 columns. One is manufacturer in this case study. Second, model means manufacturer. It's a car manufacturer company like Acura, Audi, BMW, Buick, and Cadillac, Chevrolet. These are the 4 the manufacturers. First column manufacturer. Second model. So like BMW, there are 3 models: 323i, 328i, 528i. 3 models. Okay. So in the second column, the models, and this is sales price, and this is resale price. So here there is no problem in a sales price, but in the column 4 there are some missing value. This is missing value, again missing value, missing value, missing value, missing value, missing value. So there are many missing value. Then how to impute these missing value? The total number of brand or models 157. Okay, in this case study, but the data incomplete in the column 4, some missing value we can see. Then how to impute missing value in these cells? Okay, so first of all we take the mean value of the resale price, analyze, then descriptive statistics. I am taking mean value of all the non-missing cases. Then analyze, descriptive statistics, and descriptive. I am transferring for year sales here, and then options. I am taking mean value. So I am untick all. These are not desirable. I am just taking mean value because we can take mean value in many ways in SPSS. And then continue, and after continue, okay. So the mean value, I am showing you the mean value. The output is this. You can see here the total number of valid cases 121 and the mean value 18.07. Okay, out of the 157, the 121 valid cases and 36 missing values. So we will impute all values in a okay, I can repeat it again, no problem. I'm just taking the mean value. I'm just again showing you my data. You can see this is, I'm taking mean value of the valid cases. Okay, so how to take mean value? So there are many methods: analyze, descriptive statistics, and descriptives. Okay, and then I have the 4-year sales. I'm taking mean value of resale value, and then options, mean by default it is selected mean, untick, I am standard deviation, unticking this, and then minimum maximum because I need only mean value, and then continue, and after continue, okay. Now I can now I can see the mean value in an output. So you can see the output is 18.07. So is it visible now? The 18.07. Now how to do it? How to impute the value? So now this value. So I am sharing my original file. So my original file. This is, now you can see. So I am entering all the value in a missing cells. 18.07. 18.07. So how to impute? So transform and then recode into same variable, recode into same variable, and then 4-year sales. I have selected it because I want to impute mean value in a 4-year resale value, and then old and new. The system missing means the whenever the SPSS find missing value, it will impute everywhere 18.07. Okay, system missing, and then add, and then continue. After continue, sorry, we do not need to this. So system missing and 18.07, and then continue. Okay, add, and then continue, and after continue, okay. Now I am showing you my original file. Now you can see the file. So this, the everywhere you can see the 18 point the 18.07, 18.07, and then 18.07. So there is no missing value in this column. So we can impute like this. Now question is the resale value. Is resale value same for Acura brand with the Audi? Then there is no. So what will we do? Two variables, same. We can take another the variable also. If the missing value in this column, in this column, in this sales, so we can take the mean value of this column, and then same we will apply the procedure like go to transform, record into same variable, and then transfer sale into here, and then old and new, and we will put the value here, mean value. Okay, so same whether in a 1 variable, 2 variable, or 4 variable, we one by one we take the variables. Okay. Yes, yes. This is it's a recording we will give you. If you want to listen my lecture videos in Hindi, so you can just type in a Google, YouTube, Dr. Shailesh question. So I have uploaded about 116 videos on YouTube. So you can watch my videos on YouTube also. Same case study I discussed in a YouTube lecture video. So it is useful for those who know the Hindi. Okay, now this is about the now question is, now you can ask me question, sir, the resale value of Audi not equal to the resale value of BMW, then what should we do? Now I am splitting the case, splitting the file. Okay, now my file, I am opening my file again. I am open in a new folder. So you just see the, okay. Now I think it is visible to you. Now here there is missing value. So the BMW, the BMW missing value here you can see. So the what will be the missing value of BMW? So the mean value, mean resale value of BMW not equal to the mean resale value of Audi. So I will check each manufacturer wise mean value, means mean resale value of Audi, mean resale value of BMW, mean resale value of Buick, Cadillac. So I will check the mean value of on the basis of manufacturer. So how to split this file? We see it. No, no, no. There is no. We should not put the 0 in a missing. There is no need. So here I am split the file data and split file. So split file you can see here, and then I am splitting on the basis of manufacturer wise and compare groups. I am transferring manufacturer in this group based on, and then okay. Now I am checking mean. Now mean I am taking mean value. This is my data. Now you can see the data. Now my file has been split on the basis of manufacturer, and you can see here in a lower right corner split by manufacturer. Now if I take mean, so I will not take the mean I will not take mean only all the manufacturers. I will take manufacturer wise mean value of Acura, mean value of Audi, mean value of BMW, because I have split it my cases. So I'm taking mean value, analyze descriptive statistics, and the descriptive statistics, analyze descriptive statistics, descriptives, and for year sales, and then transfer here. Options, I need only mean, so I'm unticking standard deviation, minimum and maximum. Okay, because I need only mean. Otherwise the output will give us, if we do not untick standard deviation, minimum, maximum, it will appear in an output. I need only mean, so I have written tick only mean, and then continue. Now I will get mean and manufacturer wise, and then okay. Now we can see the table. So I am sharing you the my mean output. This is my output. So these are the mean value of my data. The mean value of Acura is 21.06. Okay. The mean value of BMW 32.4. Mean value of Chevrolet 13.23. Now we can impute mean value in a particular manufacturer's brand. Okay, so how to do it? So actually it is I just take the mean value on the basis of manufacturers. So manufacturer wise, so I am just transpose row and pivoting table, the variable here, and then I'm using pivoting trace, and then I can, this is my output. So I'm sharing the output. Again, you can see the output. I think it is not visible output. There is problem, शायद आ गई इसमें, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मैं इसको दोबारा से I do it, I repeat again. This is my missing value. Okay. This is my output. Now, okay, you can see this output. Is it visible to you? The Aquila mean value, that is for 21.04. The OD mean value is 28. Okay. No, no, please, I'm just sharing the slide. So my purpose to impute the mean value. Okay. Now here the mean value of BMW, is it visible to you? Can you see this slide? The missing value. So missing value, that is 32 point, yes. Okay. In the BMW, the 32.04. Then how to impute the mean value manufacturer wise? So they go to transform and then record into same variable, and then for year sales, old and new. So the old and new, cancel it. If now if include if case satisfy condition. So here manufacturer equal to BMW. So I'm writing here BMW, and then continue, and then old and new. So what is the BMW value? 32, mean value 32.04, and then add, and then continue, and after continue, okay. Now we can see the output. The data set is opening. I think there is a problem in the output. So we can see the output also, but it is not visible. No problem. So we can do this manufacturer wise. We can impute the mean value. Okay. Now I am stop sharing this slide. I'm taking case studies of the graphs. So I'm just closing all the slides, which is not required us. Just, and then I will take the case study of graphs. Yes, I'm sharing the PPT of graphs. Share the screen. Okay, I'm showing you. Just wait. Is it visible? Can you see this PPT? Can you see? Okay. Thank you. Now the replacing value, I have written all the command how to do it. Okay, so I have shared this slide also, and how to impute the missing value and how to create the new variables. So you can do practice at your home also. I have provided all the data to you. Okay, thank you. Now the graph, my first, the second, the second topic, that is graph. You can see the graphs. Exploring graphs. There are many types of graphs like histogram, a box plot, error bar charts, bar chart, one dependent independent variable, bar chart, two independent variable, bar chart, measures design, bar chart, mixed design, scatter diagram. Because we need a histogram, box plot, error bar chart. Sometimes we need histogram, sometimes we need box plot, error bar chart, scatter diagram, and we should show our data with analysis also. If we are presenting our data, then with the analysis, we should give graph also. So it will easy to understand the analysis. Okay, histogram. So what is the purpose of a histogram? Normality I will take tomorrow. The normality and homogeneity I will take tomorrow. This topic I will cover normality and homogeneity of the data. So there is no problem. So like histogram, basically to whether my data normal or not, we create the histogram. So tomorrow I will take how to find or estimate the normality of the data. There are three methods to find the normality. One is through graph, second is value of skewness and kurtosis, and third is the KS test. Okay, now the graph. So purpose of histogram, they to know the graph, the purpose of the graph to just know whether my data normal or not. So now you can see the histogram. There are two axes. One is x-axis and another is y-axis. So purpose to know whether data skewness, kurtosis, and spread or variation in scores or unusual or extreme cases we can identify through histogram. So in this case study, now the graphs, how to create graph. This is my the histogram. So if my data in a bell shape, this is the bell shape. Bell means ghanti. If my data in a bell shape, it means the data is normally distributed. If it is not in a bell shape, data is skewed either left hand side or right hand side. The data, it means my data, either my data positively skewed or negatively skewed. The second is box plot. Box plot tell us about the variation of the data. So in this box plot, for example, in this case study, respondents give choice between 0 to 4. So I'm sharing the case study. The case study is this. This is case study. You can a biologist, this case study. Through this case study, I will standard value, the skewness, it should be between -1 and +1. So tomorrow I will discuss about the skewness and kurtosis. So histogram, this is my case study. A biologist was worried about the potential health effect of music festival, and the 810 participants there, and the biologist asked to the respondent, give your opinion the accommodation where you are staying. So 0 means you are not getting good, you are not agree with the accommodation, and 4 means if you are giving your responses 3.53, it means you are agree with the accommodation. So this case study, the male participants and female participants are there. So in the box plot, the male, it's a distribution of male. So this you can see the box, the median value means 50% respondent give their opinion between 1 and 2. Okay, in vertical you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So 50, and the lower quartile 25% give choice above, slightly above 0 and below the 1, and rest of the 25 means upper quartile give their choices between 2 to 3.2 something. So they, basically through box plot we can understand the variation of the data. So here you can see the top 25%, middle 50%, and bottom 25%. Now how to create the all these graphs? So I am just sharing the data file, the SPSS. I have stopped sharing it and opening my file. Sharing file, the data file name. I'm opening the file. The histogram and box plot. Is it visible? Can you see this this file? Gender, day 1, day 2, day 3. Is it visible to you? Can you see this slide? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm creating the graph, one histogram and another graph, histogram and box plot. How to draw it? Please see it. Go to graphs, then chart builder, and then okay. After okay, search the histogram. So there is a bar, line, area, pie, scatter. I need histogram. Okay. So there are many types of histogram here. One is simple histogram, stacked histogram, frequency polygon, and population parameter. I need simple histogram. So how to do it? So simple histogram, double click it, and then double click, and after double click it will appear in a chart preview uses example data. So it is slow. So double clicking, or you just drag and drop in a chart preview uses example data. Okay, now you can see the x-axis and y-axis. So the hygiene condition, this is the variable. I am checking histogram of this variable. So I am dragging and dropping in x-axis. Okay, now vertically you can see histogram. I'm changing histogram %. And display normal curve. I want to superimpose normal curve. So display normal curve, and then apply, and after apply, okay. Now we can see the graph. I'm showing you the output, the graph. Now you can see the graph. This is my graph, but graph is it is not normally distributed. So okay, repeat. Okay, I'm repeating again. So, data, I'm repeating again. There is, okay, I'm sharing my data. This is my data. So how to create graph? This is my file. You can see the file. Okay. In this file, it's a 800 respondent data, 800. 800 respondent data you can see. Now how to create the graph? Graphs, chart builders, okay, and then resetting it. Select histogram and you just drag and drop here. And hygiene condition in the x-axis, and then histogram percent I'm changing here, and then after that the display normal curve, apply, and after apply, okay. Now you can see the histogram. So I'm sharing the histogram. I think, is it visible to you? Can you see this histogram? This we can create histogram like this. Okay. The second is box plot. So I am creating the box plot also. Okay. So the box plot, how to create the box plot? Sharing my data same. So I am creating now box plot. So analyze, sorry, we go to graphs, chart builder, and then okay, and after okay, close, then after close, reset all the values. I need a box plot, so I'm ticking here box plot. So box plot, there are three types of box plot. One is simple box plot, another clustered box plot, and third is 1D box plot. We need a simple box plot. You just drag and drop here. Okay. So एक मिनट. Hello. OTP. अच्छा अच्छा एक मिनट. So here you can see the I am selecting hygiene condition of day 1 here, and gender in a x-axis. Okay, and then continue. After continue, we can see here the continue. After continuing, and then okay, we close, and then okay. Okay, and after okay, you can see the this is my histogram. I'm showing you the picture of histogram. You just see it. Okay, is it visible to you? Can you see it? Histogram. Age wise, yes, we can do it age wise also. So we can, if we have three categories, age category, the age group of 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. If we have four age group, then we can get the age wise also for the data. Okay. Now after this, I'm taking another case study that is the bar chart. So how to create the bar chart? My another case study, bar chart, repeated bar chart, and another third is bar chart. Okay. Now in this case study, please see this case study, bar chart. In this case study, there are three variables: gender, fill, enjoy. Okay. So male participants watch the movie Mughal Azam. The total 20 participants, total 30 participants watch the two movie. 15 participants watch Mughal Azam movie, and 15 participants watch Mother India. Okay, and the enjoy, that is in a third column, ki whether male participants enjoy in a Mughal Azam movie or Mother India. Okay, we just want to know this through the graph. So how to create the graph for bar chart? The bar chart graphs chart builder. Okay, and bar. So here simple bar, double click here, gender of the participants in a x-axis, and name of the movie in a y, sorry, the gender of the participants and average enjoy in a y-axis. Now the display error bar, also error bar chart we can create, and then apply, and after apply, okay. Now we can see the bar chart. So this is my output of bar chart, you can see here. So there are the two things, male and female. I told you male and female both are watching movie, but who enjoyed more? So male participants enjoy more because the mean score of enjoy more than the female. Male score more than the female score. Double click it, and after double click, I can write the uh, value, mean value here also, elements and data label mode, and then click here, and in a second box also. So we can see here the हेलो, हाँ मैंने आपके मैसेज बोल दिया, भेज दिया एसएमएस पे. अभी मैं वो 8 बजे के बाद फ्री हो पाऊंगा, अभी लेक्चर में हूँ, है ना. ठीक ठीक ठीक, ओके. सो आफ्टर नाउ यू कैन, now you can see the mean value of enjoy 21 of male participants and 19 for female participants. And the other case study after the bar chart, the another is the repeated bar charts. So my another case study, I'm showing you the data of my repeated bar charts. So there are 4 variable: baseline, walking, yoga, diet. Okay, so the baseline, the weight, some people want to reduce their weight. There are 3 methods. One is walking, the second method yoga, and third method diet. Okay, so we just want to know which method effective for reducing the weight through graph. Then how to compare these 3 methods through graph. So if we want to compare this data through graph, then how to create the graph? Graphs, chart builder, and then okay, and after okay, the bar, simple, double click, select all the 4, and transfer here y-axis, and then okay, and after okay, mean value, then the baseline mean, I think reset it to element properties, the baseline, and transferring all the 4, select all the 4. Okay, then close, and after close, okay, now we can see the graph. I'm showing you the graph. My graph. Yes. Now you can see this graph. Is it visible? Now in this, there are three methods. One, weight after walking, weight after yoga, weight after diet. So we can compare we can compare the data set. The Now double click it, and then options and elements, data labels, press here, then second column, third column, and the fourth column. So through this graph, we can understand the diet. It's a hypothetical study, not the actual. So out of the three methods, we find the diet method is more useful than the other two. So if we want to compare our data, yes, color we can do color also. So there is a color scheme भी हम इसमें कर सकते हैं. Now after this, my next case study related to the after bar chart, mixed design, the another case study. One भैया, हेलो, हाँ देखो. Now the mixed design, my next case study, mixed design, bar chart with mixed design. This is my data. Okay. Now in this case study, there are two groups. The students, we divided the students in two groups. 30 students are watching TV and 30 students not watching the TV. And it's a baseline score. And after 6 months, we just want to know whether the students who watch more TV, their performance reduce or not. Okay. So this is the baseline, and this one is the 6 months, after 6 months. Now, it is not visible. Okay. I am sharing my slide again. So mixed design, this watching. Now, can you see it right now? Is it visible? Okay. Thank you. Shilpi, can you see? Okay, thank you. So this is my case study. The total number of participants in this case study, 60, and we divided into two groups. The 30 students who are watching the TV, and this is the baseline score of examination. And after 6 months, they are watching TV continuously 6 months, and their performance we measure after 6 months. The another group, control group, this is the baseline, and after 6 months, the score of this group is same. So how to present this data in a how to compare this data through graph? So it's the go to graph, then chart builder, and then okay, and the clustered bar, the baseline, the cluster, the bar chart. So here we take both the variables, baseline and 6 months in a y-axis, and then okay, group here in a clustered on x-axis, and then okay. And after okay, we can see the output. So the output of data, you can see this is output. Now we can compare this. So double click it. So of elements, data level mod, the mean value 66, mean value 65. It's a baseline score. And after 6 months, the mean value 55, mean value 62. Now question is, this is about the graph. You can see through this graph, it's a baseline. The blue means watching TV and control means not watching TV. Okay, it's a baseline score. Both the group more or less same, 65 and 60, 66 and 65. After 6 months, the treatment we are giving 30 students. You just watch the TV 6 months and we check the performance. The performance who are watching TV decreased 55, and those performance other group 65, it is 62. So through graph we can understand those who are watching TV continuously last 6 months, their performance decreased. Also the performance of control group also decreased, but not as much as the people who are watching the TV. So we can show our data like this. And the another last case study that is related to the scatter diagram. So I am taking the scatter diagram study. Scatter diagram. This is a scatter diagram. Okay, I'm showing you the data of scatter diagram. I think it is it visible? The data set of, there are 4 columns: revision, exam performance, tension, gender. Okay, there are 4 columns. Can you see it? Okay, thank you. So scatter diagram we use when we are using 2 variables or 2 variable to scatter diagram. Basically it tell us about the relationship between the 2 variable, whether the relationship between 2 variable positive or negative. Okay, so to check this performance through scatter diagram, we can check there are revision time, exam performance, tension. Is it any relationship between exam performance and revision? There may be positive correlation. You revise more topic, you devote more time to your study, then performance will be good. And it means there is a positive correlation between the 2 variables. Another is tension. So exam performance and tension. More you tense, less your performance. It means it's a negative correlation or a inverse relationship between the 2 variables. Then how to present this information through graph? So graph, chart builder, then okay, we select scatter diagram. So here you can see scatter. Okay, there are many scatter diagram: simple scatter, group scatter diagram, simple 3D scatter, group 3D scatter, summary point. I need only simple scatter diagram, so I just drag and drop here. Okay, so I am taking exam performance as a dependent variable and revision time independent variable. So as we increase revision time, naturally exam performance may be better. So there is a positive correlation between the 2 variables. And then a close here and okay. And after okay, we can see the graph. I'm showing you these slides, the output. This is my output. Now you can see. Okay, so there is a positive correlation. The data dispersed. When double click it, and then elements fit line at total. So you can see the regression line also. So through this, we can see there is a positive correlation through this graph. We can say there is a positive correlation between the 2 variables. Now another two variable revision, the exam performance and tension. So I'm creating another graph. So this is my scatter diagram plot, and then share the graph. Now you can see this data. I'm just creating graph. How to create graph? Graphs, chart builder, all graph we prepare in a graphs, and then okay, and after okay, reset, and then the select simple scatter diagram and drag and drop in a chart preview uses example data. Then I'm checking two variable, exam performance in a y-axis and exam tension in a x-axis, and then close, and then okay, and after okay, I'm sharing you the output. So you can see the output of two variables, the double click elements, fit line at total, and then now you can see there is a negative correlation between the two variable, or inverse relationship between the two variables you can see. So this is about the graphs. So thank you very much for